hello, welcome. This is the 6 yard box. You're welcome to the 6 yard box. This transfer window just keeps surprising everybody, man. Twist and turns, hijacks left, right, and center. And yeah, this one comes home, man. This is painful. This is make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, share, all that kind of stuff. This is latest update in the Eze transfer saga as Tottenham miss out on Eze. This has been done, and yeah, it is. Tottenham have done it again, man. And it's crazy. It's really crazy that Tottenham had to miss out on this deal. But if you don't move, if you don't strike at the right time, you leave the room for all this to happen. And Tottenham have lost out in the signing of Eberechi Eze. He's a Tottenham. He's a national boy. Grew up supporting her. He was in the academy and all that, blah blah, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny the way the whole thing went. Saturday, Tottenham had a deal in place about almost had a deal in place. We don't know who to believe. He was going to miss out the game. Then they let him back. They allowed him. They allowed him to play the game, and it was what do you call it? It was one of those whereby it was one of those whereby it's Tottenham had to move. They had to move. They've done everything. They're almost close to the deal. Saturday, it was meant not to play the game against Chelsea, but just before the kickoff, they announced that he was going to play. There's, that even sounds strange, man. Because I think according to, if you look at it, I think you should have been, the signs were there that something is not right. Because if a player says they're going to move, they want to move, you don't see that player playing games, which is a bit, it all comes out like a mess, to be honest. And that's when he signed. And I was confident as well. I was thinking this deal is gonna be done. There was a clear path for Tottenham. Nobody else was in for the player, and it's for me. It's just one of those whereby you gotta strike while the iron is hot, as they always say. And I think Tottenham um, they left it. As they say, they let the cat out of the bag, and sometimes that's life. Sometimes you gotta strike while the iron is hot. You gotta be in the right place for opportunities. I think if he wanted to go to Arsenal, you can't really blame him. He grew up at Arsenal. Arsenal basically, he wanted to play for Arsenal, so you can't really blame him on that front. Though people are different. Some people will be like, yeah, I've spoken to Tottenham. I'm going to go to Tottenham. I'm happy. Tottenham have done all the runnings. They've done all the legwork. I'm still sorry, Arsenal. I got to go to Tottenham, but he was at Arsenal when he was young, so you can't really. I'm going to put it. You can't really blame the boy for wanting to go to his childhood club, really. So, yeah. Tottenham miss out, like I said, and yeah, it is. For me. It's not a surprise the way we do business at this club. We've seen it for years and years and years and years, whereby there's always something that's not right with the deal. We always, at the last minute, we always try, and the chairman always tries to get better deal, get a better uh, extra. We don't know. We don't know, to be honest. I'm not gonna put it. We don't know. So yeah. We can say, oh, we're just speculating, but Tottenham have been, we've seen this before, so I don't think it's a surprise, to be honest. So yeah, it's For me, it's a bit painful because I wanted the player, but am I really surprised? No, not really. And the news broke late this afternoon by David Ornstein was the first one that said Arsenal have hijacked Tottenham move for Eberechi Eze, according to David Ornstein, and this came about when it was announced this morning that Kai Havertz was out with injuries, and he was going to miss about 3 weeks or something, or 3 months of the season or something. And yeah, they had to move for a new signing, and yeah, it was yeah, he always knew, he always had that feeling that this was gonna happen, especially at Tottenham. This is how Tottenham operates. Every single time we find it, uh, we find this we find it. Uh, this kind of stuff around Tottenham is always always happens, man. It's not coincidence. It is not something. It's not. People will say it's a curse or something. It's not a curse, man. It's not like a voodoo spell or whatever, or juju. It's just the way the way we do our businesses. When you do businesses like this kind of stuff will always happen. And Romano as well tweeted that the deal has been agreed, 60 million by what do you call it? 60 million by I think they said it was 68. I think they said it was 68. Uh, um, I think they said it 68. I think it was said that it was 68. Was it 68 million? That was agreed, uh, and yeah, that was um, that was from that was from Romano saying yeah it was 68 million, and he said it's been agreed already, and the player will be moving to Arsenal after he plays tomorrow for his club. And everything didn't look right for me. Everything didn't look right. When we started seeing, hearing stuff about, oh, he needed to play this game before he got his move and all that kind of stuff. It just looked really, really bad. It didn't come across really nice, to be honest. When you start hearing those kind of stuff, hopefully the chairman will learn his lesson from this. If he doesn't learn, then this kind of stuff is gonna happen. And they said, oh, Tottenham knew that Eze was leaning towards Arsenal. If you had done the deal Saturday, don't get the deal done by Saturday, then we won't be in this kind of situation. So sometimes you just go. I think it's a lesson in life as well. You go strike while you have the opportunity. Don't wait. If you have the opportunity and you want to do the thing and you want to push the ball out a little bit, you know, we could have done this still. I think Tottenham offered 55 million plus 5 million in add-ons, making it 60. Arsenal came and just dropped 68 million. So and that was the release clause. So yeah, for me, not surprised deep down. Although I wanted the player, I think next now we just have to move on. Nothing better than a good result. If we beat City on Sunday, I think that will people will forget about it. People will still remember, but people, for me anyway, I think I'll forget about this because for me it's all about the football on the pitch. But this is what happens when you get rid of a manager and you bring in a manager that's mid-table or a little bit. I'm not crapping on the manager on Frank. I think he's a good manager, but at Tottenham, this is what Levy wants. Daniel Levy wants a manager like Frank that will work with what he's got, buy players players that are gonna develop into stars, and that's what we do. We might get the odd star, you know, here and there, but the whole thing with Daniel Levy is he wants to win the league, buying players that will develop into superstars. And when you're doing that, Tottenham fans should get their mind away from winning a league or top four. Top four will be happen once in a while, but we should just concentrate on like cups and all that kind of stuff. And we can still have a good season depending on what they do in the transfer window. Because I don't think we have enough in our midfield. especially creative players for the season. So yeah, um, it's one of those. We move on, to be honest, and I think the chairman has to uh, alleviate that pain from the fans and go out and at least sign at least two players, left winger and creative player, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think to us Tottenham fans, I know you are all sad, you are all in the dumps right now, but we just have to pray that the chairman uh, puts a smile on our faces, because we know as Tottenham fans we've gone through a lot, and we won a couple last season, which is good, and there's how am I going to put it? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. I know it feels like doom and gloom now, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and we got to do something as well. If we want to get, do something long term, to if we're going to get rid of the ownership, we got to do it. Everyone has to be on the same page and get up and go and do something. So thank you for watching. This is the 6 Yard Box. This is 6 Yard Reacts. Big news coming out of the press. Arsenal agreed a deal, 60 million pounds deal for Eberechi Eze, and they have basically hijacked Tottenham's deal for him. I think the player he must have definitely chosen Arsenal over Tottenham. So yeah, but that's the way it is sometimes, and we move on. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel on the road to 150 subscribers. Take care, and I'll see you next time.